All right. And your girl Mimi. And we have.
Hey, Neil Ava, what's up, everybody? How we doing?
Everybody's doing well. I mean, in here, I lost 2 horseshoe throwers, friends, for Corona.
No.
From Corona. One of them, he worked at, they did burials and things like that. They bury, what is that, the funeral home.
Okay.
And the other one, I guess he was just of old age, but they were good horseshoe throwers. One of them was older, he was like in his 70s. And this other guy, he was maybe 60, but he still was in good shape.
Yeah.
And man, so we having something tomorrow where we throw horseshoes in honor of them.
Yeah.
I've lost 3 partners throwing horseshoes during this Corona.
That's crazy, man.
This thing is real, you guys.
Did you even know they were sick?
And we didn't even know it. What Big Cat really hurt us, because Big Cat was one of the best horseshoe throwers. I learned my game behind him, because when he throw horseshoes, he throw one flip. Some guys.
That's amazing.
Yeah, some guys throw 3, 4 flips.
I know.
With me, I throw one flip, baby.
You as well?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to see this.
Yes.
We got some footage.
You know my name there, playing horseshoe.
No, what is it?
The Big Unit.
No, oh, no way. I never
The
knew
Big
this.
Unit, yeah.
Making this up as we go. Never heard of this.
We got some footage from that horseshoe
really?
tournament. Yeah.
Yes,
Remember
we do.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Did we
Neo
put
was
this
there.
up?
Yeah, we might have it in there.
Can we put this up?
It's on YouTube.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
I
It's
don't
on
know
their
if they was
channel.
calling me Big Unit. I went out of town. Now, whenever I go out of town, I show out. I mean, that's when I show, because you around new players, people don't know you. So that's when I play my best game.
I get
is
it.
that I was out of town, and the out of town, it was D-Land. I think it was D-Land. No, golly. Eunice,
Eustace.
Florida. Eustace. That's it, Eustace.
Yeah, Eustace.
So they
Out
gave
there
me
in
that
movies.
name. I think they named the street after of me. I won about 25 games in a row. They named the street. They love me in Houston. Houston, what's up, y'all? This Big Unit.
That's amazing.
For the day right there.
We got a lot going on today on Peace on the Streets. Our real talk. You guys, our real talk, it comes on around 10:30, 10:15, 10:30. That's when we talk about what's going on in the world today. And then we have sports talk as well.
Yes.
Sports talk is going to be one out. We want to pick
have
those back up.
An ex-basketball semi-player that's going to be on the phone with us. And he's going to explain exactly his background, who he is. He's a trainer to this day. He's from California, West Side.
Yeah.
You know? And he's going to be calling in, and he's going to talk about his background. It's very impressive.
All right, then. Hey, we like to semi-pro. Then we
I know. We're just getting his feedback. His basketball's
to talk about what happened with the Lakers. So we got sports talk. So we have a semi-pro basketball player
That's
on.
awesome.
So this is going to be a
You're
great
going to hear his
show.
perspective on like how where he came from and what he's done. I want him to express himself, and I know he's listening right now. So his name is Marcus. And he'll be on. later
What's up,
tonight.
Marcus? What's
go,
up,
Marcus.
He'll be
Marcus?
tapping in a lot often with you, Prince, in regards to sports. So
Yeah,
let's
I like
welcome him
me.
to the family.
Sports is, sports is my thing. So what's up, Marcus? Welcome to Sports Talk on Peace on the Street. So we're gonna enjoy that, you guys, and you can call in and let us know. We're gonna run down the NFL, who won last week and who lost. The Cowboys. We're gonna all the Cowboys fans. You can't tell them nothing. But it's about time.
MLB
Right?
let's go move on to
Yeah,
MLB.
but they full of talent.
Yeah, they
The
are.
Cowboys, but you know what? They stay
are
full of
full of
talent.
talent.
They
Yeah, they do.
stay full of talent.
They do.
What they don't
They
stay,
do.
what is good, they don't have good, is good coaching. That's what their problem was, is they had bad coaching.
I believe that,
And we're going to
absolutely.
explain that when we do sports talk, because something that I said that they're doing now, they should have been doing. You spread them out. When you have a lot of talent, Neo, you spread that talent all the way out.
Yes.
You don't bunch that talent up. You spread it out, because that means every man is accounted for. That means you can't blitz, you can't do nothing, because you got to hold everybody.
Right.
And Dallas stay with plenty of talent.
You gotta have
know.
a balanced team.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
So,
have balance.
They have
throughout.
the money.
Yeah. And so it's been the coaching and Jerry Jones.
Yes, come on.
Shoot,
At least before I die, I like to be there.
So,
Gotta
all
go
right.
to- Gotta go.
So we're going to run it down. We're going to release our sponsors.
Yeah, we also first, there's Miss V, don't forget about her. She just give us the update and
Oh, yeah.
a lot of
Oh, yeah.
changes. There's a lot of things going on. Things keep changing.
It's crazy,
Like
isn't
I'm
it?
still wearing my mask right
Isn't
now
it wild
because
that-
you're here.
Yeah, it'd be like that, you know? It'd be like that.
I'm not sure what to do.
Right.
So I'm so confused.
It's
but
going out here crazy, but you know, at the end of the day, 2021's almost over. We're all, you know, the world
this a
hasn't
year?
ended.
They said
Florida's
it's getting better.
Yeah, I mean,
They say it's getting better. That's what they say.
There's more infections.
I mean,
less
it's
deaths,
better
you
than
know?
saying it's getting worse.
Yeah,
ain't it?
that's true.
thank God for that.
Yeah.
There's just not as many deaths right now. You know, it's like there's more infections, but less deaths, right?
Yeah.
Less people are
Or
dying.
is it a twist to it? It's more. It could still be the same amount of death, but guess what? They're not releasing it. Because you know the media is a beast. They can make or break a thing. I don't trust nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can say, okay, guess what? It's time to say Corona ain't killing nobody.
But I
and
think-
you better not say it either. Everybody say, hey,
don't know.
People
I
can
think-
be controlled.
I feel like they're still saying it's happening. I feel like the media's saying,
Yeah,
if anything,
but not
it's
as
still a big
much.
deal. Well, I mean, here in Florida, because we're getting
Okay.
that like Florida.
Yeah, because you know, the
it-
tears.
Yeah, we're out here
we
just
don't want
wilding
the
out.
tears.
We've been
not
wilding
to
out the
wanna
whole
come,
time. We
you
never
know.
even close, but a lot of country, a lot of parts in the country are not like that.
Like
They're-
New York ain't playing.
Yeah, they ain't playing. California ain't playing. There's a lot of places that are not playing.
There's no
Uh-huh.
restrictions here, really,
Not really.
No, man,
There's
you know
no
these
restrictions,
tears-
except for
really.
school.
These 52
Not
million
even,
people.
even in school, like we
It's
just
still
got,
mandatory.
We just
They
got
still
that
have
call
to.
that they don't even have to like stay in school if they were infected with corona or around somebody that had corona. Remember?
Yeah.
That message.
A Republican
Right.
state.
Like yeah.
And
they're all
most
wildin'.
Republicans, a lot of Republicans, they think the corona is a bunch of hogwash.
Yeah.
A lot of rich people, they think it's a bunch of hog.
But they all got vaccinated.
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, they got
They were
vaccinated.
the first ones to get, to
Did
get
they?
it.
Yeah, they got vaccinated. but
Sometimes
they-
they gotta go around
it.
what they're saying and by their
Yeah.
actions.
What they
so you
doing.
see their actions, you already know.
You already know. No,
Come
yeah,
on.
they ain't playing.
Good
They
job.
Know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fox News got like a vaccine, like a mandatory vaccine. So if you go into their offices, you got to be vaccinated.
That's right.
So they ain't playing.
Nah.
They tell you don't get
Interesting,
it, but
right?
they got it done.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention to these
Yeah,
things, guys. The
it's
way
all
they
in the
move. This is
details.
the way people move.
Devil's in the details, as they say.
Gives you the
That's what,
answers.
brother. So we will be releasing the updates on Mrs. International World,
Okay.
Mrs. Angela.
Yes.
I've been trying to give Miss Angela a wreath.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I got her a
She
big
would
girl
love
around.
her husband, Mr. Al, would love that.
Yes, I talked to
they would
Mr.
love
Allen. I talked to Mr. Allen. I tried to get that wreath to him. So today we want to make sure we get Miss Angela information. So I got a big wreath for her for all the things that she does for everybody, not just peace on the streets, just for the women and the people that she touches and affects their life. Miss Angela, if you listening, girl, you got a Thanksgiving gift coming.
Let's go.
And if it come late, you can blame your husband because I asked him for the address. He didn't get it to me yet.
Yeah, it's gonna get her eventually.
You have spoke to Mr. Al.
Yes, I did. What? Yes, I did.
That's amazing.
Yes, I did. And he's a nice guy. He love peace
Good
on the
for
streets.
you.
Yeah,
You're
I want to get them
awesome.
their wreath. I ain't playing.
We'll get it to
Good
him.
job of thinking about him.
So
man.
in case you guys going to pick up a wreath and you have a slip and fall, call
I like
321 no fault. Our girl Mimi. Tell them how that you can be reached, Mimi, and what do y'all do?
Yeah, actually, this is really working, guys, because when we're on air, I've actually had someone just send me a message and say, Mimi, I've had an accident. Help me out. Straightforward. And I did. That evening, he got a lawyer and he's getting medical treatment, and it's going to help him in his situation.
Absolutely.
That's all I can say.
Absolutely.
But he's taken care of that fast, that quickly, guys. So if you get an accident, let me know, especially here in Florida. I can
Yeah.
assist you like
Immediately, and hey, and I can confess to
We
it.
can both
I'm a
confess.
witness.
Are you both the
Yeah, yeah.
testimonies?
We're both
You know,
testimonies.
it's
yeah.
testify with.
Hey, you know, here in Florida, I-4 is, I believe, the third most dangerous road in the whole country.
I believe it.
So if you get into an accident while you're in I-4, go ahead and call Mimi Mala. Get you some help.
Yeah, no,
3-2.
seriously, please do.
321 no fault. Now, once you leave there, you're probably gonna be hungry.
Come on.
You know, because you got to go to
Starving.
physical therapy and all that kind of stuff. Now you want to make your way down to Slap the Apple, Memphis style barbecue, baby.
Let's go.
I mean, so they say of real chicken brisket, macaroni and cheese, baked beans, and they do cater. They do special events. In fact, they're gonna be doing something for different retirement homes.
Okay,
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And so,
And may I say, like it's may I say, or if not, I'm gonna release it. It's maybe start to be sold in stores.
Yes.
It is now on a different level, guys, where you could actually
Bump it
purchase
up.
it.
The
which
barbecue
is,
sauce.
Yes.
And then they saying after that they saying they're gonna start selling their ribs where you can order the ribs and all that kind of stuff, packaging. But now they starting with their barbecue sauce, a regular and a hot.
Good.
So I think it'll be out in November, the 1st of November.
All right.
So
Okay, well, I'm down. So let me know.
So in case you guys looking for someone to cater your event, they do for Thanksgiving. They do turkeys, fried turkeys, smoked turkeys. Give them a call at 321-438-8312, 321-438-8312. Or you can go to their page, Slap the Apple Memphis Style Barbecue. Leave them a message. I'm sure they'll get back with you.
They will.
But in case you do have something happen to your car in the stall after you leave Slap the Apple, like sometimes you can crank your car up to right and then crank it up a minute, and then 5 minutes later it ain't working.
I mean, you just had a car accident. You're gonna have to get it fixed, right?
And then you got to go to Central Florida
That's a
Transmission
great
Repair.
version.
Boom.
Yes, I like that idea. He's good. He's on top of the game.
Hey, you know.
So be a beast out of a deal.
He's been here before.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I've been learning from the
Years
best.
in the game. We have Central Florida Transmission Repair. Now, don't forget to say Peace on the Street sent you because they're receiving messages about it. So they're doing a great job in the community. What they're offering also is mentorship and is transmission and automotive repair shop. So that means they handle everything.
Which is
Yes.
awesome. That's a great job to get into, right now, especially with so many people transferring out of their old jobs. You don't want to be in that 9 to 5 anymore. You're
Right.
looking for a new place to go to work. Well, go check them out. Maybe you can be a great, technician.
I talked to a nurse, and she's saying being cool nowadays on the wall is really not a bad thing. How you doing, Nurse V?
Hi, how are you?
Is that right, Nurse V? We can't dance like we used to because this darn corona is out here.
Yes.
It's still serious.
Yes.
Still, people
was
are
smooth.
still passing. No, literally, they're still passing.
Especially without a mask.
May I ask you a question, Prince? Were they vaccinated? Your friends that passed away from COVID?
I'm sure the one that was that worked at the funeral home, I'm sure he was.
But you're not sure, right?
No, I'm not sure. But the older guy, he was 76, Mr. Otis, and he still could throw them horseshoes. Mr. Otis was still good.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm not too sure, but God bless. I understand. So people are still passing from COVID. Nurse V, what do you see that's going on right now?
Well, look what happened with the colonel. He passed away from COVID.
What? The colonel?
80 feet.
Which
Colin Powell.
Yeah,
Powell?
the general there. That I mean, that was sad. But he had
Whoa.
a lot of situation in his health already to begin with,
Right.
and he had no choice but to get the vaccine. So at least he lived a little longer because the vaccine did help some, but he still got it because his situation was still bad. And it didn't, his immune system was giving up already because of his situation. So he was going to get the booster shot. He was going to go next to get that, but it didn't happen that way.
Okay. That's Colin Powell.
course.
I mean, he was
What?
one of the most
Yeah.
powerful men in America.
So he was vaccinated and he
Yes.
still got it?
And he
Yes,
still
he
got
was.
it.
Yes, he was. He
You
got
still
both
can get
of
the
them.
flu?
Yeah.
I mean, people are acting like this disease is something new. It's a disease
Well, it's a
that's
virus.
just like a virus. It's still the same thing
Yeah.
because it's just like the flu. I mean, you still can get flu shots. That don't mean you ain't going to get the flu. So, I mean, we shouldn't act surprised with this new virus. It's the same thing, right, Nurse V? You got to build up your immune system. And that's why they
Yes.
say, what are the things that we need to take, Nurse V, to build up our immune system?
The only thing I can tell you, they say vitamin C is good for you, like when you have the common cold. Vitamin D they're talking about. But most of all, you have to, honestly stay 6 feet away, wear your mask, and keep your distance, no matter which way you look at it, because you can't be on guard with not wearing your mask because you can get it next time.
And,
You'd be surprised.
so this is like a way of life for us from now on.
I see.
I don't know how long this is going to go on, but, they're saying it might go back up because of the holiday. We shall see.
Yeah. So hopefully people buy.
Yeah.
But you know what, now, Nurse V, I think a lot of us is more educated than we were last Thanksgiving, and I think a lot of us is taking it a little more serious than we did last.
Right,
You know,
absolutely.
for the ones that mature. You know, that's old enough and kind of understand. You're always gonna have some crazy one.
So
You know.
I have to ask Nurse V, should we still wear a mask?
You keep wearing your mask. Yeah, you keep wearing it.
Even
No, and
even if
just-
you're in a
you just-
room with 2 individuals or 3, do you still wear your mask? Am I the
That
only?
you know for sure
Do
I'm
you know-
vaccinated.
Yeah. And everybody's vaccinated.
Yeah.
Do we still wear a mask?
They're saying if you're in a group that you're not used to, especially, it's different if you're with the same family that you live with. That's completely different because you're always there 24.
Cause we don't know what Neo been.
Fair enough.
That's the
I'm
problem.
just saying.
Nobody knows.
I
where
don't
their
know. Y'all
friends
don't
been.
even know where I been.
That's true.
No,
Yeah.
come on.
I mean,
how you gonna know?
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if we be real,
You've
we don't
heard.
know what all of us
But
been.
it's not that just that. The people that they meet, who we meet, we don't know where they've been.
And
so
we don't
like,
know where your mask been and how you touch your mask
How
because
long you've
they
had that
saying,
mask.
All of it.
yeah,
So-
you know.
so-
Right now, a lot of people, I seen them. I was at a store and then the lady like, you can't come without a mask. I mean, she just grabbed any mask.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just need a
grab the
mask.
Hold the
I'm
shirt
just
over
trying to
it.
get what I'm trying to get.
Excuse me.
So
That's horrible.
Is the mask full of corona, Nurse V?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I didn't
Is
hear
the
you.
mask? Is the mask is full of corona? Cause I mean, you know.
Can the mask have corona? Is what he's asking.
Does the mask have corona?
Yeah, I mean it's bacteria.
Can it carry corona? The mask.
Then you have to wear it to protect you from the virus.
But it can
Okay.
like build up like
Yeah.
COVID if you don't wash it for like 2-3 days.
Right.
Right.
Well, I see. Well, he's talking about the cloth kind. I'm talking about the disposable one.
Okay.
The,
Yes.
Okay.
the safer ones are disposable ones because you get rid of it.
All right, now,
How do
Nesri,
you know?
I was looking something up, right? Because Norway here, they haven't had any vaccine mandates. They haven't had mask mandates. They haven't had forced lockdowns, really. And we're talking about zero deaths on day over day over day over day.
Interesting.
So what happened with them is most of like their deaths happened early on, and then the remaining people that were left over either had immunity from just getting COVID, or were part of like a healthy enough part of people that are just not gonna get it or not have like strong symptoms. So aren't we just kind of like prolonging the inevitable by doing these like small measurements, like half forcing people to wear masks and like half forcing people to get vaccines and all this? It's like we could have just been done with it, with like the harshness of it from the beginning, and then if we would just let everybody be, we could just be where Norway is now, 0 deaths, day over day.
Did they get the vaccine?
Yeah, they have pretty high like vaccine numbers.
But see, what happened is
but-
that the land of the free.
But still,
it's-
but we're similar. It's not too far off from what we have as far as vaccinations. Like,
Okay, but you know the land of the free. It's some people saying we are the land of the free. It's my rights.
It's the people that's really all like that's trying to have more control than anything. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, sometimes you got to regulate individuals because they just don't care.
See, I don't believe in that. I feel like we can be free. I feel like if you don't force people to do it, they're more likely to do the right thing.
Oh, if you don't force them.
Yeah, I feel like if you
Hope so.
actually tell people
That's how
what's
I
going on
Hopes.
and don't lie to them, because that's what happened at the beginning.
Don't lie to them,
They were lying
exactly.
to
Well,
us.
that's gonna be a problem.
But they were lying to us about, like, remember
Right.
they told us, oh, no, don't worry, you don't got to get masked. But then later on, they were like, well, no, actually, you do have to get masked. But they didn't want us to, like, panic buy all the masks up and not have enough masks for, like, the healthcare workers, right? But what they said was, no, don't worry, you don't have to wear a mask. That was, like, early on at the beginning. Dr. Fauci himself said that. And then later on, they were like, no, obviously, masks
well,
do
you know,
help, right?
probably a lot of
So
us.
when they lie to us like that, we're like, man, screw that. We're not gonna
how
believe
about they
that.
didn't know?
You know?
You know
But
what I'm
they
saying?
did
A lot
know.
of times they know.
They knew. They
Let-
knew.
Let's
They were
ask
lying
the
to
nurse.
us, you know?
Do you think that from the beginning that they knew how serious this disease was? Is Nurse V?
From the beginning that they knew how serious it was? No, because China got it first and never thought in a million years that would come this way. But keep in mind, when you have planes and you're traveling back and forth, eventually somebody's going to get on that plane from China. and that's how it all started. So keep in mind, the traveling distance was the one that started it. Nobody was wearing the mask. So wearing the mask, when they finally realized that it was getting here and people were starting to die, that's when they started saying you have to wear your mask now. And it helped so many people because of the mask.
But again, I feel like if we were to educate people instead of trying to force them and actually accurately tell them what's going on, people would be more likely to do it on their own.
I think we have been educating them, but I don't think those are the ones that don't listening no matter what.
Right.
And they don't really know. They're listening to politicians or they're listening to a lot of things that I think that they should do their research
like
on.
Well, we're supposed to trust what the FCC and what the WHO says, right? Like those are supposed to be like our points of contact, our trust points in order to receive accurate information.
But the doctors and scientists have said the same thing since day one.
No, that's not true. They flip-flopped on masks. That is fact.
Mask is, listen,
But they
you're going to talk to a whole nation, and you're going to warn them at the same time as trying to save them and save the doctors. And it's not ever going to happen. They're going to tell us way later.
No, but see, we're not children. But that's why people don't trust them later, right?
It's facts. Like that's how it's always going to be, no matter what nation or what.
No, Norway didn't do that. Norway was like, hey guys, this is the facts. This is killing older people a lot. We're not going to force masks. I guarantee
they got themselves packed down first before they released it to the public.
But they didn't force masks.
So the fight goes on. So hold on. So Nurse V, what should we be doing?
Right now, do we still wear a mask? I'm in the same.
Shot?
Like for instance, I'm in the same studio.
Well, the fact is that the fact is 95% of the people that end up in ICU did not have the vaccine. That's number one.
Okay.
Because if they would gotten the vaccine, they wouldn't have been in ICU.
Right.
So that's a fact, and that's all over, Central Florida. Over the world, yes. So that's a fact, because nobody was listening. Nobody was wearing the mask, like New York City. All right? It's a good example. They're not wearing the mask. Think about it. I lived in New York City. I know what it's like to go on the subway. I know what it's like to be in a train. You are back-to-back with a person. You're bumping each other on the train. What do you think is going to happen?
Guys, I hope you all enjoying the show right here on Peace on the Streets. And we have a special guest on. It is time, you guys, in case you don't know, it's time for Real Talk.
Come on.
Real Talk is a segment that we have started back up, but we ain't playing with it.
No, we're not. So let me express what Real Talk is. It's basically open discussion, any sort of war topics. Of course, it's got to be clean, nothing explicit. And basically around the world, locally, in this city, what's going on, guys? Don't be afraid. You could call in as well.
407-837-5469.
To call live on air is 407-894-1680. Live on the air, again, 407-894-1680.
Right here. And so we have someone to call in.
We do.
And her name is Cynthia Harris.
Come on.
How you doing, Miss Harris?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I mean, the weather has broken, and my attitude didn't change. I'm a little mean when it's hot.
You mean when it's hot?
100 degrees outside.
It was pretty hot for a little bit.
And that's in the shade.
Yes, we got to express to our listeners exactly who Cynthia Harris is, Prince.
Yes.
Express to them.
Miss Harris, I'll let her do it herself.
All right. She said you introduced yourself. Miss Harris, what's going
Miss
on?
Harris. Tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself. So they'll know that they're not talking to no Rudy Poop. Are listening to no Rudy.
Well said, Prince.
Well, I'm Cynthia Harris, and some know me and some don't, but I am very active in the community. And I live, play, work, sleep, and love the community that I'm in.
Yeah, and I know this for a fact. She is always on the scene.
Yeah.
Anything that goes on, and her voice is strong.
Exactly. She's a strong voice in the community. She's very modest, but she's a strong voice, and I heard a lot of great things about her through Mr. Prince. So it's an honor to have you to be with us on Peace on the Streets again, because it's not your first time. You definitely have a history with Prince, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And so that's what we got going on right now.
So what you have to talk about today, Miss? What is Miss Harris? What is disturbing you, or what you think the listeners need to know about?
Well, there's so many topics to talk about. I think tonight I want to talk about white people who read books about us and instantly become an expert on the black plight.
Really? How so?
Well, you have a lot of people that, we had George Floyd, and that was an awareness of racism. Most people they know it exists, but they're not the open voice for it that don't look like people like me. Mm-hmm. And there are some people who think they're woke by being white because they read books. And what I'd like to discuss and what I tell a lot of my white friends is those are guidelines. Those are tools for you to adjust your attitude or your thought process on how things are supposed to be when you're talking about race relationships. Mm-hmm. That is not a tell-all, step-by-step roadmap to the black plight. Right. That's only to give you a little information to give you a better understanding that this is where we're coming from. And we also have to realize that just because someone wrote a book about the black plight, it does not speak for all of us because everybody's experience is different.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking about the black skin, Spanish, all of us. I mean, everyone, because all of us is we looked at as sometimes second race. I'm going to tell you what happened with me. I have a guy, his name, I'm giving a shout out to him. What's up, P-Ville? That's his name. And he's a Spanish guy. This young cat, he had his own farm, horse farm and stuff like that. And so we working. So I introduced all my crew to my to the people we working for. Just because they thought he was a Mexican, the man turned out and said, it blew me away. He spoke to everybody, and he said, I don't want no talking. I want to see elbows and assholes up in the air. That was so racist. He treated him totally, and it's a trip when they see that they're different skin, even Spanish and Mexican. Oh, man, sometimes white America is not kind, and I've seen it. One lady, we was trimming palms. I'm 6'6". I could have caught the palms. She didn't want the palms to hit the driveway. P is 5'4". She called him twinkle toes. She said, I want twinkle toes.
Oh, gosh. That's a big difference. Huh?
It's different when it comes to, so about race, when she said black skin, it ain't just talking about black people. We talking about all different skin that's not just white, And I run across a lot of good white people all the time. But it's some out there, man. It's a trip.
And the discrimination's in every race.
Yes, it is.
You even have it within minorities themselves, within each other, which is crazy.
Yes, it is.
So I've been discriminated within myself, my own. It happens.
Yeah. Now, Cynthia, I see you bright skinned, right?
Okay.
Now, did you ever have kind of racism because of color of your skin by the darker skinned girls?
Oh, absolutely. When I went to Mississippi College, and Mississippi College was 10% black. It's almost duplicate to Rollins College, a small college in the town of Clinton, Mississippi. I became the first black cheerleader that Mississippi College ever had.
Wow.
Congratulations.
It's a big deal.
Straight up.
Well, it would seem like it's a congratulations, but it wasn't totally because I got more flack from my darker skinned sisters who never won and never thought about being a cheerleader. Two, they wasn't interested in becoming one, but it was almost like they were mad at me because I made this accomplishment. I would get haggled at games, and you would hear some of the sisters say, oh, well, because she has long hair and she looks like them, that's the reason why she made the team. No, I made it because I tried out. You chose not to try out, and you had no interest in being a cheerleader. So, therefore, that's why I made it.
So the fight sometimes is, and so that's what with people of color, we not only have to fight with ourselves. fight with them. We have to fight within ourselves, and that is totally crazy because I didn't know Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, because they said Dominican was a darker color than Puerto Ricans. And they was like, well, they don't like each other. And when I was like,
well, first of all, that's not true. You have different colored and different type of race and different background. You have dark Puerto Ricans, light Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
You have dark Dominicans, light Dominicans.
Right.
So that's not even make sense.
Okay.
So when you hear that, just ignore it. It's not going to work.
But I'm just saying, this is what I heard. And with me, I was new in the
There's
Spanish
just discrimination
community.
in every single country and every single even culture. You have it within Hispanics themselves, darker to light.
Now, is Neo considered darker or light?
I would be like darker. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like a little darker when it
Interesting.
comes to
What am I?
You're darker
Just
as
curious.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, Spanish people are straight up white. There's like white.
The
white.
real ones?
No, that's
No, like
not
Spanish.
true.
Yes,
That's
I
not
mean,
true.
yes, like Spanish people from Spain are white.
Oh, European, Spaniards.
Yeah, Spaniards
Yeah.
are white, and Spanish people from Cuba are largely white. Mexico too. There's a huge like white population.
They're a lot lighter
Like
than
white, like blue eyes, green eyes, white, like
Light
white
skin.
skin, blonde hair, like straight up white. Because there's like a lot of like Spanish and
The
French
Europeans
that are like
But
mixed
even on
into
those
our
islands, sometimes they're segregated.
for sure.
Yeah, but it depends also a lot on the places because the difference between like Spanish people and like black people, it's like especially like when we're talking about like the groups here in like North America, like Spanish people is like very very diverse, right? It's like there's Colombia, it's Mexicans, Bolivians, Guatemalans,
Correct,
all
right.
that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like if you're like African American, that's usually what you are.
Yes.
But if you're Mexican and Puerto Rican, you're like totally different from
Okay.
what you eat to how you speak. So we don't really have that commonality. as we
Makes
do here.
sense. Well said.
All the culture.
Come on.
and it's a history.
Teach about history,
why-
United States
period.
history. Tell the truth.
History, period,
Why-
they need to be teaching.
Yeah, why don't we have anybody that looks like us that is in the legislation saying, hey, wait a minute, we're going to teach about the Holocaust, we're going to teach about Asian American history, and we're going to pass legislation to put this in schools. What about black history? We are the incubators. We created history. We are the foundation of history in America. Why aren't they telling our stories? Why are we getting piecemeal?
Because
all
you
the
know
time?
why?
Isn't that
I know
something?
why. Because when they start telling our story, it have to tell
already know.
what they done to us.
Yeah.
And if they and so
Correct.
Right.
and from city
They're trying to
city,
dismiss it.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they
it
don't
never
wanna tell that
happened.
part.
No, not at all.
They're
They're
not
not.
gonna tell
That's what they never
all-
told
all
about
those
Christopher
cities
Columbus.
They burnt down.
I never
Yeah.
knew he was a mass
All the-
murderer.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah,
them
but
look bad.
But see, they don't mind telling the snippets of how they put Jews in concentration camps. They put us in concentration camps the same time they were putting the Jews during Nazi Germany.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
We put
Asian
Japanese people in
Americans
internment camps as well.
Concentration camps. Yeah, and then you see it now with immigration.
That's right.
Look what they
Just
did
about to say
to
that.
the Haitians that came over
That's
to
right.
Texas.
And the
They put
Mexicans.
them in
Yeah.
concentration camps, and they put the rest of them. They put some on planes, and the ones that they're not talking about, they put them in concentration camps. We got Cubans when Castro sent over all of the people that they consider misfits and bad people, they're sitting in a federal prison. They don't get a chance to see the light of day in a federal prison right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Those are the stories that they don't tell that they do, but they've been doing them for so long. So those stories are not getting out.